playing some moves here.
Oh,
There we go.
I think a lack of
Your moves there.
predestination there.
Here.
Oh,
Yeah, make a
he's gonna
transition
win.
here. Here
Oh,
we go.
he wins the game there.
Put
It's
some
great
pressure
game
there. Very
Wonderful
nice
game. Close
moves.
match. Yeah, it was close match there.
Ain't gonna extend a lot. Initialize defense.
Well, a week ago, our producers whipped up a mock tourism ad for
Here we
CHOP,
go.
then still known as Chaz, the newest
My
nation
horse
in
is
the world in
Trop.
Seattle. You
Can't
might
move a
remember
lot.
it. Here's a portion of it.
Yeah.
It's the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone located within beautiful downtown Seattle. It's the anarchist utopia you never knew
Still
you needed.
thinking. I don't know what he's
Not wild
thinking
about
now.
cops? Good news, because there are
I'm gonna
none.
make some moves
Masked
here.
men with guns will keep you safe and sound throughout your stay. Check out
Oh,
these
he's
state-of-the-art
just
porta
putting a
potties.
position there.
We'll see you soon.
There we go. I'm gonna put some
I want to
advancement here.
apologize if you found what you just saw hateful,
Here we go.
disgusting, if you were traumatized by watching it. Twitter's very concerned you might be.
Yeah.
When we posted that fake ad on Twitter,
Advancement
Twitter
here,
flagged it as, quote,
push.
potentially sensitive content, and then they hid it
Make
from
some
view. What were they
transition
saying? They
here.
were saying, beware. Keep your
He's gonna be
kids from
pushing it.
watching this. What's the justification for warning people of
Alright,
that?
let him eat
We have
there.
no idea. Probably that it's edited
Let them
video. Of
eat
course, they never
there.
flag a clip from The Onion or The Daily Show. Obviously, you know why. Meanwhile, our half-hour-long
I
response to
think
nationwide
his
Black
opening
Lives
is not
Matter
so good.
riots has a warning now on YouTube. It says
I
this,
think
quote,
I'm gonna
the
be,
following
winning
content has
this,
been identified by the YouTube community,
transition
whatever
of
that
the
is,
opening.
as inappropriate or offensive to some audiences.
Yeah.
By offensive, they mean that the left doesn't like
King,
it.
queen.
And that is
there.
the new standard. And there's only one response under that standard. Silence the person who disagrees with you.
Make some.
That's why
Oh my
censorship
goodness.
is now everywhere.
You gotta
That's why
eat
the tech
here.
companies started censoring the president. It's why they're getting more and more
Oh.
aggressive in silencing you. Today it's an offensive content
Check.
label. Soon you know
Could
what's going to
move a lot
happen.
there.
It'll be erased. It's digital. It's not
Check.
hard to erase it.
Get there.
We'll never give in, obviously, but the left's goal is to make dissent invisible and therefore irrelevant. Meanwhile, these same tech companies make it very easy for 12-year-olds
they
to
make
watch
it eat-
hardcore
make some
pornography. They have
sacrifice
no
there.
problem with that at all. But political views they disagree with, no. Gone with the Wind, too scary.
Alright, gotta
Tells
eat.
you everything about what they care
Sacrifice
about and who they
there.
are.
Here we go. Engaging a lot of works here.
America went insane over the
Alright.
weekend. That's barely an overstatement. People in their 80s
You
who
gotta
have lived
eat
in the
there.
U.S. all their lives said they'd never seen anything like it.
Ah.
Ask an 80-year-old. This was without
Oh, no,
precedent in the
I
modern
love
era.
time.
A small group of highly aggressive, emotionally charged
Visualizing.
activists took over our culture. They forced the entire
be-
country to obey their
I'll
will.
be toasted soon.
It all happened so fast and with such ferocity that virtually no
There
one
you go.
resisted it. People seemed bewildered, even stunned
Maybe
by
he's
what
gonna
was
move
happening.
there, I don't know.
Statements of fact and opinion that were
Engaging
entirely
here.
within the bounds of reasonable conversation just
Possibility.
last Sunday, suddenly, a week later, were enough to get you fired
Clock
from
is
your job, and a
ticking.
number of people were fired.
I
An
cannot
awful
move there,
lot
not
happened
there.
this weekend. For the next hour, we want to assess
Yes,
the
sir.
aftermath of it all, suggest what it may mean,
Engaging
and
a
where
lot
this
of
country
things
is likely
here.
to go from here. But first, we want to give you
There
a
we
sense
go.
of what happened. We're going to begin tonight in Minneapolis. That's where the
Covering
Black
there.
Lives Matter riots first began almost 2 weeks ago.
He's moving.
As the violence there raged, some Democratic leaders in
Putting,
Minneapolis came to a
advancement
conclusion
there.
that didn't, on the surface
There we
anyway,
go.
make intuitive sense.
It's an
What their
X-ray
city
there. You have
really
to be careful.
needs,
You have
they
to move
decided,
out.
is less law
I
enforcement.
gotta move
In
a
fact,
lot with
no
my
law enforcement. So they began to demand that Minneapolis, quote,
My
defund the police.
There we
Now,
go.
the first thing you notice about this idea is how unpopular with the public it is. Almost
Alright, there we
nobody
go, some
in the
X-ray
country
there.
supports it. But the activists,
gonna move
undeterred,
somewhere.
kept pushing the idea, and within days, pressure mounted
Where else
on the
are gonna
mayor
be
of
this
Minneapolis,
queen?
Jacob Fry, to get rid of his city's
Horse
police
is
department.
defending there.
This was a problem for Fry. Fry has greater political aspirations,
moved
and this was
already.
the last conversation he wanted
In
to
the
have.
transmission
So Fry
mode.
did his best to change the subject with a mix of manic
Check
enthusiasm
1, 2,
and feigned
counting here.
empathy. Fry is well practiced in those
Check
areas.
1.
Here he is a couple of years ago with his preferred
Oh,
brand of
check.
community outreach.
Check one. Check.
transition. Gonna make some transition. Oh,
It didn't work.
you gotta eat here.
Then or now. Activists want an
My
actual
goodness, I
answer,
forgot
so
my
Mayor Fry tried
rock.
step 2 in the process,
You gotta eat
groveling.
there.
I've
Maybe
been coming
forgot.
to grips with my own
Maybe I
brokenness
think
in this
this level is
situation,
not
my own
much
failures,
high.
my own shortcomings, and I know there needs to be
Transition.
deep-seated structural reform.
I'm out of time and
Again, good try.
I'm gonna be
Brokenness. It sounds like a
this
sermon.
game.
Give a raise to the staffer who scripted that.
yeah.
But again, no dice. Black
Just
Lives
make a
Matter,
pin
to their
there.
credit, wanted a real answer to
This
their
is very
question.
good.
It was then that Jacob Fry
Make
made a
some,
fatal mistake. He
check,
put himself
check.
in a position where he could be asked
Oh.
that question directly.
Transition
Here's what happened
there.
next.
There we go. Make some good transition there. I'm out of time already. Oh,
Yes or no, will you commit to
Gonna be
defunding Minneapolis Police
there's a
Department?
report there.
What did I say?
Make some
We don't want no more police.
Real.
Is that clear?
situation there. There we go. Advancement. Okay. Good call here. Shoot. Oh, is he gonna eat? I just forgot.
What a remarkable
more
piece
undo.
of tape that is. Has a big city mayor in this country ever been more thoroughly
You gotta
humiliated?
eat,
Get
you
the F
gotta
out of
check,
here,
you
she
gotta
screams.
move.
Go! Well, the
gotta
correct
check
answer to that,
mix,
needless to say, is up yours, lady. I'm not going anywhere.
Oh,
I
I
run
thought
this
this
city.
person was a lousy.
Do you doubt that the entire crowd would have cheered Jacob Fry if he'd said
Make
that?
some bad move
People
here.
always admire resolve, even
Really
when they
bad move here.
disagree with the point of view. But that's not what Jacob Fry did. Fry slunk away
Just
like a
thinking he doesn't
child
know
caught
how
doing
to,
something filthy. The most telling
check
moment,
the
though,
situation.
came just before that, when the woman in
Horse is
sunglasses threatened
really
to defeat
defending
the
there.
mayor in the next election.
Put some pressure there.
What does that tell you? It
There
tells you
we
that
go,
Black
my horse
Lives
is
Matter
moving.
is, in fact, a political party.
Maybe possibility.
Maybe the strongest political party in the United States as of tonight. Its
Oh,
members
he's
believe
woke.
they can reshape this country, and so far, they're proving to be right.
There we go.
You can always tell which political movements are ascendant, which are headed up, by how straightforward their members and sympathizers are about what they believe. Strong people say what they
God,
think
Nick.
out loud. They have no reason not to. They're not embarrassed of their beliefs. They think they're winning. With
I'm
that
out
in
of
mind,
time there. I
watch
gotta
this clip
resign
from
there.
CNN this morning. This is the president
Resign.
of the Minneapolis City Council, Lisa Bender. Bender explains
Resign.
that the desire for safety, the desire not to, for example, have your home
he
invaded
wins the
by
game
violent
there.
criminals, is in fact a
good
sign
game.
of racism.
Do you